She has strong boundaries. How do you feel about acquiring new money? This is a celebration. Gemini, welcome to your May 2026 reading, but of course this message is for you anytime you might find it.
As always, we'll be using our classic Mystic Compass spread, starting here at the north. This card will represent the area of your life that has to do with housing, finances, career, etc. And then we've got an action item to follow. Over here to the east, we've got our thoughts, mindset, focus, dreams, as well as an action item to complement. Down here at the south, we've got our passions, our belief systems, anything that gets us really fired up, that gets us going, and our motivation, as well as a corresponding action item. Over here to the west, we've got our feelings and emotions, anything that is touching us in a deep emotional way, as well as an action item that corresponds. Finally, we've got one card in the center to tie everything together to show us what exactly we are looking at as the main point of the reading of this month and how everything is interconnected.
Getting started with the north, this is our housing, finances, career, anything tangible in your life, could also be health related. And we're starting out with the Two of Swords. So Gemini, I'm not surprised as an air sign that you are fighting with yourself about this area of your life. Maybe you're fighting with yourself about your career path or about your housing situation. Maybe you have a lot of different options, or like you're thinking about so many different ways to proceed, and this is really calling that out. And you're fighting with yourself. You could be fighting with others, but really it's most of you are fighting with a different portions of yourself, and it's because you haven't just made a decision to go forward with one particular route. And let's see what's going to help you through this. Five of Pentacles. So in this Five of Pentacles, we're looking at a helping hand. Who and what are really helping you? And these are tangible things. So is there someone who is able to invite you into their home? Are you in a housing crisis of sorts? And do you need to accept help from someone? Alternatively, are you in a position where you can offer help to someone? Is there someone in your life who is maybe losing their housing, and you're able to provide a space for them, even if it's just for a few days or a few weeks or a few months, and maybe it's not a permanent arrangement, but it's something that you can do to help them out. So I'm seeing this situation where you're either helping someone out or they're helping you out. If it's a job situation, it could be that maybe you're looking for a different job. Maybe you recently lost your job and you're looking at what are the different options that I have available to me. Do I want to keep doing the same thing that I've been doing, or do I want to try something new? And this is there are opportunities available to you where there are employers, even if it's a small business or an entrepreneur, who's able to give you a little bit of an opportunity. You just have to be on the lookout and know where to look and know where to go for that support. So it's not that you have to have it all figured out right away, but this is you're going to be able to move along the path more quickly because you're receiving support from others. So any type of support that you can give or receive, depending on your personal situation right now, Gemini, is what we're looking at here. So we're looking at tangible support. That could be financial support in the form of a donation or a personal loan to someone, or it could be in the form of housing or a job, even if it's just something small. It could be a one-day job, right? And if you're able to offer that to someone in your community, you can check out your local Nextdoor app, or your local Facebook groups and other social media to see if others are in need of your help and services, or if search who is looking for help and services so that you can lend a helping hand. Let's see what we have for you over at the east. This is your air element. This is what you're thinking about, and what's occupying your mind, your thoughts, your focus, your dreams. Three of Swords. So a lot of you have started projects already, and you're not in the very beginning stages, but now you're starting to finally see some growth and movement. And you might be questioning what you've already done. Did I say Three of Wands? I meant, if I didn't, I don't know if I said Sword. It's Three of Wands. And so you're looking at this movement of like what you already created and what's developing from that, and that's your focus. The things that, and it's a passion project. This isn't just some old thing that is, on the day-to-day. This is something that is really enlivening you, and you're looking for some external support, some magical support from outside sources, and maybe asking the universe to help you, or certain spirits to help you. And they can, as long as you continue to put your own energy and service into this project, Gemini. Let's see what your action item is here. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. So this is, doubling down. So we jumped from Three of Wands to Queen of Wands. Your action item here, and whatever it is that's occupying your mind that you've been putting time into already, is to really think about the end goal. What is it that you want to achieve with this project, and why? What is your why? Why are you doing this in the first place? A lot of you are needing to do some visualization exercises, and that's going to help get you to your goal faster. Put yourself at the end of the goal after you've already achieved it, and take time to really feel what that is for you, and then work it backwards. What are all the steps that you would need to take in order to achieve that end goal? Does it mean that you need to start expanding your customer base now? Does it mean that you need some support from others now? Or does it mean that you need to add a different product offering, or slightly tweak one of your products or services? And if you're not an entrepreneur or a business owner of any sort, then it's asking you, this is whatever it is that's occupying your mind. So is it, maybe you want a better relationship with your children, and you've started to sort of build that, but you need to put yourself in the position of later, when you already have that incredible improved relationship with your children, and what that really looks like, and take ownership of it. Whatever it is, we're taking ownership of the end goal so that we can take the right steps now to get there. Let's see what we have for you at the south. This is your connection to the divine, spirit, higher self, etc. Fire element, so it's pretty quick moving. And we have the Death card. Fear not. I enjoy this card because it implies a sense of renewal and rebirth. We are scrapping out all the things that don't make sense, that are standing in the way, and we're starting from anew. So what are all the things? This is asking you to become a different version of yourself. That might mean stepping into a new group of people. That might mean finding new passions. Maybe something that you're passionate about and you were passionate about at the age of 12 is not your same passion now. And so you need to let that go and step into what is your new passion. Or maybe another aspect of this card is shadow work. So a lot of you are needing to step into shadow work and really look at yourselves. And shadow work is based on a Jungian principle from Carl Jung, where you're looking at the parts of yourself that are negative or perceived as negative or less desirable. So that could be in the form of bad habits, bad habits. I don't believe anything is necessarily good, innately good or bad. It's just neutral, and we assign different meanings to them. So your habits that you could change to better your life. That could be that some of you continue going and talking to your ex-partner even though it's not good for you. It could be that some of you have issues with addiction and going back to using substances that are not helpful for you on your spiritual path. It's not necessarily killing off an old part of yourself, but it's like, yes, that's true for certain cases, but it's also marrying all the different parts of yourself. So maybe there's a part of you that you dislike because you think you're too needy, or you don't like a certain aspect of your belief system. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to change that, to incorporate what it is that you do believe and how you do act on a daily basis with how you want to continue to be. So going back to what we were talking about earlier about embodying the future version of yourself that you want to achieve now. Let's see, what is your action item here in this area of life? We have the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is taking no shit from others. She knows who she is. She is very certain about her trajectory in life. She has strong boundaries. So figure out what are the parts of you, maybe the part of yourself that requires shadow work is the part of you that has weak boundaries. And this is really asking you to look at your strong boundaries. This is also asking you to step into a divine feminine and understanding what that really means from a place of royalty. There is no space for anything that's holding this version of you back. And this is so that you can continue to serve the world and be in service to others as your highest self, the highest version of yourself. Let's move to the West and see what we have for you in terms of emotions and feelings. This is our water element. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So there are new beginnings here. This is how you feel about the tangible things around you. So how do you feel about, and it's likely new things. How do you feel about acquiring new money? How do you feel about acquiring a new housing? How do you feel about holding a new position, a new role at your job, or starting a different career path? This is asking you to really tap into how you feel about those tangible aspects in your life. And the newer tangible aspects. How do you feel about starting a new process? And maybe you've never thought about it. So this is an invitation to start beginning to think about how you feel, beginning to not even think about, beginning to feel into different aspects of your life. So maybe it's as simple as learning what it is that you desire. Maybe you've never thought about that before. Maybe you're not even sure what that means, and you're not sure what your own preferences are, Gemini. So it could be as simple as going out to a little store and looking around at trinkets, or going to a restaurant and looking at the menu items and saying out loud, I desire this trinket, and then you purchase yourself the trinket. Or I desire a glass of wine. I desire the Greek salad. Whatever it is that you're ordering at the restaurant, or whatever it is that you're finding in the store. And it doesn't have to result in actually purchasing the item, but we're talking about this tangibility. And maybe it's not even a desire, it could be a different emotion, but it's combining your emotion with the different things that you find on a daily basis. So maybe you see something, an item, or you see an item in a store, and maybe it makes you angry. And it's just acknowledging, I feel angry seeing this item. Or I feel scared stepping into a new job. So you see, like, the job is the tangible item, and the feeling is scared. So start looking, really examining your feelings and feel them. Feel the feelings. Let's see your action item over here. 10 of Pentacles. So we jumped from Ace to 10. We're completing a cycle. Okay, so you're gonna start with your feelings, but make it a game for yourself. Okay, so you're gonna want to like go out and say, just go outside, look at the trees, and say, I feel happy seeing this tree, and I feel annoyed that there is a wasp's nest on my house. I feel angry that the neighbors parked their car here. I feel joyful seeing a butterfly. Very simple. So make it a game with yourself, and then take it wherever you go that day for several days. This is not just a one-time exercise. This is for wherever you go. And then you can put it into the tangible at your job. If you work an office job, you can say, I feel excited when I have this customer or this client or this patient come see me. I feel nervous when I have to do this part of my job. So pay attention to the feelings. That's like the biggest takeaway here. All right, Gemini, we're moving on to our final card. Oh my goodness, we have the 3 of Cups. This is a celebration. We are celebrating, we are excited, we are joyful. So take time. I know that you're working on yourself, and it seems like sometimes you're not really moving ahead and progressing the way that you would like to do, but you are. And we want to take time to acknowledge how far we've come, what we're doing right in our daily lives. And it could just be that you can have big celebrations and be excited about accomplishments that you've achieved, but it could also be celebrating small things, like I have a job still that I can rely on for my income to live. That is a reason for celebration. I have friends that I know I can confide in and will keep my secrets. That is a reason for celebration. I have a beautiful garden in the back of my home. That is a celebration. So this is, we want to find celebration in everything, even in life's more difficult moments. Even when we have this death of self and we're letting something go, we still want to celebrate that we had it and it's gone because there's something better coming. These are all examples of how we can continue to celebrate. Okay, Gemini, thank you so much. See you next time. Please be sure to check out your sun, rising, moon, and Venus sign to get a fuller picture of your month ahead. Bye.